Hello, ladies and gents. This is a veiled unveiling, your writing assignment for week 32. So your assignment basically is an old one that has been around for a long time, but it's a really good assignment. So I want you to do your very best. But it's not going to be a long assignment, and it's also not a difficult one. But I am going to give you some background of where it came from. So the Sunlight curriculum used to read I Am David by Anne Home. And it is about a 12-year-old boy named David who escapes a concentration camp in Eastern Europe. It says David's entire 12-year life has been spent in a grisly concentration camp in Eastern Europe. He knows nothing of the outside world, but when he is given the chance to escape, he seizes it. Sensing his enemies hot on his heels, David struggles to cope in this strange new world, where his only resources are a compass, some bread, his 2 aching feet, and some vague advice to seek refuge in Denmark. Is that enough to survive? So David has not known the outside world. He was put in the concentration camp when he was very, very young, probably, preschool age. So he doesn't remember things, or very vaguely remembers his mother, people at that time. And so when he escapes, he has so few experiences with the outside world, he is always just wondering what things are. He doesn't have a very big vocabulary. He doesn't know what people are talking about. So it's a really good book. Let me read you a section. It says, David suddenly felt quite empty inside. He was sure that he would be unable to move when the time came. Then he saw before him the endless succession of days, months, and years in the concentration camp. If he didn't, David clenched his teeth so hard that he felt the muscles of his throat grow taut, and then he saw the signal, 19, 20. The half minute would be up when he had counted slowly to 30. David set his foot in a gap higher up the barbed wire. When would the searchlight come? They would not be certain of shooting him in the dark. So it's a very good book. So if you want to borrow it from me, feel free. The movie, I have the movie, and some of you have watched it already. I know it is going around. So keep asking for it. That way you can, I want everybody to have seen the movie, even if you don't read the book, because it's about the same time as Esther in Siberia. It's that time. It's actually after the Holocaust. It's world after World War II, and there are still camps in Russia and certain other Eastern Europe states. So in the book, Anne Home talks about David coming upon an orange, and he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know if it's food, or he has no clue. He doesn't know if it's poisonous or if it's okay. And he figures out, that he can peel it, and he realizes it's food, and it's really good food, because they had no fresh fruit in the concentration camp. I mean, they were given this probably gruel porridge-like stuff, and that was it. So, colors. And so in the book, it doesn't say he saw an orange on the ground. It describes the orange. And it never says that it's an orange. She never gives that away. But from the description that she gives, without a doubt that she's talking about an orange. So your assignment this week then is to describe something. So let me read you the assignment. Born in a concentration camp, David discovers shortly after he escapes how limited his life experiences have been. So he has experienced so little in his life that when he comes upon an orange, he not only doesn't know what it is, he's unsure if eating it will make him sick or not. So you're going to write about a main character, and you can use David. You can use David as he is, escaping, and on his journey, he comes upon an object, and he doesn't know what it is. So you're going to describe a foreign object. You have to carefully reveal to your audience, I'm your audience, through your description, the identity of the object. But you never tell me what it is. You have to describe it. Now, on the back of your paper, I want you to write what it is, because sometimes your description is not clear enough for me to know unless you put it on the back. So I'm hoping that I'll know before I turn the paper over. So I want you to choose an object that will assist in character development. So it should reveal something about the character who is seeing this object. There is a web in your activity sheets for you to fill out, and that's going to help you when you pick your object. That web will help you describe it so that you have lots of descriptive words to use when you go to write your paper. Your final description should be at least 3/4 to a page in length. Let me say that again. 3/4 to 1 page in length. Okay. The rubric, that just means how I'm going to grade it. So create a clear image of an unnamed object by showing rather than telling readers. Use sensory details and story elements to reveal the object to the reader. Write as a narrative. That means you are the person who is seeing the object. And promote character development. And then use correct grammar, capitalization, punctuation, spelling, and a variety of sentence structures. So this is the rubric that I'm using. So I'm going to hold that up so that you can freeze it, copy it, or go back and look at it often. So that is your assignment for this week. I hope that you have fun with it, that you really try hard to be successful in the creativeness of the description. And also I hope that you enjoy the movie of I Am David. And just as for your next book, Operation Yes, this is probably, for some of you, not going to be your favorite book, but it gives you an inside look at how a lot of kids live on military bases. And we do not have that experience. So it is interesting, and was interesting to me when I read this book, to kind of get, like, it's a whole nother world for children who have to move frequently from military base to military base, and what they go through trying to fit into a classroom of other kids who are also used to, moving from one place to another. But it is interesting because it's not something that you are used to reading. So I hope that you enjoy Operation Yes. All right, so I will talk to you soon. Happy writing.